In this video, we'll be exploring the precise definition of a chemical reaction and the most common types of chemical reactions. It should be a pretty short and simple video, so let's begin. Starting off, the definition for a chemical change is where one or more substances transforms into entirely new substances with different chemical compositions and properties. And this includes the breaking and forming of new chemical bonds. Putting it as simply as possible, for a chemical change to happen, we need to be breaking and forming bonds within a molecule. An emphasis on within. Just breaking intermolecular forces between molecules is a physical change, not a chemical one. So with that in mind, it should be extremely easy to tell what constitutes a chemical reaction and what constitutes a physical change. Let's go through some common examples of each now. Starting off, the rusting of iron, or any metal in that case, is going to be a chemical change. Why? Because our original substance, iron, is transforming into something new, iron oxide. Because we are forming new bonds, this is a chemical change. What about the boiling of something? In this case, water. This is going to be a physical change. Because although we are breaking hydrogen bonds, you gotta remember that hydrogen bonds are just intermolecular forces between water molecules. And we're not breaking any bonds within a water molecule. So as you can see here, we're starting with water and we're ending with water. We're just going from a liquid to a gas, a phase change, a physical change. What about precipitation? Precipitation is going to be a chemical change. For instance, if we precipitate a salt out of a solution, like the equation for the precipitation of NaCl above, then we're forming a new product out of our ions. We're starting with sodium ions and chlorine ions, and we're ending with sodium chloride. We are forming a bond, thus a chemical change takes place. What about combustion reactions? Well, this should be pretty obvious, but these are always going to be chemical changes. In a combustion reaction including hydrocarbons, the reaction will always produce water and carbon dioxide gas. So obviously, as you can tell, we're forming new bonds, it's always going to be chemical change. When we do a combustion reaction for other substances, we're going to be producing some oxides. So again, new bonds are forming, that's a chemical change. So just to summarize, the formation or breaking of bonds is always a chemical change. And that should honestly be your one takeaway from this video. I'll finish this video off by inserting this graph of some common physical and chemical changes. And with that being said, that's all you need to know about the introduction to reactions for chemistry. If any of this didn't make sense, I recommend rewatching parts of the video. If it's still not clicking, take a break and come back after. Thank you for watching.